Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, when the second president of the Republic of Kenya, Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi, passed away, already Moi had written a will on how his wealth was going to be distributed among his children. It was shared in the media, and we know that that wealth has been shared, and if not, then it will be a court case on how they're going to share among the children. Secondly, after Mwai Kibaki passing away, he wrote a will and he distributed his wealth among his children. But then, when the first president of this country, the founding father, Mzee Jomo Kenyatta, passed away, the little knowledge that we have is that his wealth was transferred to his wife, the former First Lady Mama Ngina Kenyatta. So far, that is the knowledge Kenyans have. And so, the emerging information is that after the Northland invasion, women of GATUNDU yesterday were in arms demonstrating against that move. According to them, William Samoei Ruto has allowed Ruto Gachagua, Kimani Ichung'wah, Ndindi Nyoro, and other boys within Mount Kenya region to frustrate a widow by touching the property, looting, stealing, and destroying. That is their cry. And they are telling William Samoei Ruto, if Ruto will not protect Mama Ngina's property, they are going to demonstrate even up to State House. So that is the information. Like you see how they were painting it to look like it is Uhuru property. The truth is that yes, Uhuru can inherit through, because it's inheritance, wealth from father to son or from father, mother to son. But the reality is that it is still a Mama Ngina Kenyatta's property. So these women are trying to show how William Ruto government is dealing with the widows in this country. So they say Ruto should provide security to Mama Ngina and her property. If not, then the demonstration is going to continue, and they are going to mobilize like all widows in this country to join that demonstration. Listen to them shortly. Then from here, we are going to see what government did as far as dealing with that measure of providing that security.
Serikali jue ilitoka wapi hiyo maneno, kwa maana sisi tunasikika sana. Tukikenete sisi tunasikia baya sana. Mfereke hiyo maneno, serikali ijue na ijue ni nini na hiyo mambo inatoka wapi. Hiyo ya Kenyatta abana sumpuo, kwa maana sisi tunakaa msuri ije hii kwa maana ya hiyo mzee. Kwa maana tulipata viwasi nyambunda hiyo. Tunasirika kwa maana hata kama msuri bwana yangu anaondoka, hata mimi matakuja kuchukua hiyo kitu yangu. Asukue kiti, asukue madisi, asukue miti, asukue samba. Si ndio? Hiyo maneno ni ya kunyang'anya wengine. Sisi hatuna kitu. Hiyo mama ndio tulikuwa tunaangalia juu. Kama mtu anapata shida, anaenda kwa huyo mama, anatatuliwa matatizo yake. Kama ni Stureh, huwezi mtoto akae kwa nyumba bila huyo mama sikia timoto kwa nyumba. Watoto watu hapa wameandikwa askari sababu ya huyo mama. Hakuna kitu anachagua, kila mtu wote anachukua. Wanamuuliza nini? Kitu gani hajafanya? Kitu gani hajafanyia watu? Ndio akasubuliwa mali yake. Sisi tumekatana. Ruto, tumekwambia ndio president. Chunga huyo mama. Bila kumchunga. Sisi wakina mama wameendelea Wagatondo. Utatuona huko. Tutakuja wote. Na tutachukua maandamano Gatondo mzima. Na tuko tayari kama hapana chunga huyo mama.
Tunataka mali ya Mama Ngina ilindwe na His Excellency the President Ruto. Kwa maana yeye ndio mwisho. Akisema ifanywe itafanywa. Akisema kama ni majeshi kuja ilinde mali ya Mama Ngina itakuja kulindwa. Kwa hivyo tunamuomba kwa heshima His Excellency Uhuru Ruto, hiyo mali ichungwe na hiyo watu waliharibu hiyo shamba
Now, after this demonstration yesterday, today, we know Ruto is in this country. He has been received by Rigathi Gachagua. And as we're speaking now, more than 30 police officers have been deployed at Mama Ngina Kenyatta's home in Gatundu, huko Ichaweri. And this information has been confirmed by the Gatundu Sub-County Police Commander, Jonathan Koech. And this is the situation on the ground. Now, we are continuing the panel discussion, but just a quick request for those who are watching and you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing to our channel subscribers. I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. Now, there are two things emerging here. Number one, the issue of widows. Number two, the game between Gachagua and William Ruto as far as the issue of protecting the Kenyattas is concerned. So the first impression that Kenyans are going to get here is that in this government of William Samoei Ruto, women and the widows have been exposed to danger. They have no one to secure them. They don't have security. The government that is intended to protect widows, because there is no one who can speak for them, is the same government turning against the widows. So that is the first message for William Samoei Ruto. A man who always go to church, a man who always carry the Bible, a man who always pretended to be preaching the gospel. The question is, who will take care of the widow? You know, punishing a widow or treating the widow to this extent, it is a curse. It is a curse. So all this is happening when Ruto is in power. When Kenyatta passed, Moi came in, he protected the Kenyatta properties. Mama Ngina was not making noise. She was silent, doing activities because she was well protected with that respect. And for the Moi situation, when Kibaki came in power, Kibaki protected Moi, despite the fact that there are so many things Moi did in this country, but then just to give that respect and for creating that reputation so that it will be the tradition. You respect and let Moi have his peace. Kibaki did so. And so when Uhuru came in, he protected these people. Mama Ngina, Moi, and Kibaki. So that standard practice was there. Now comes in William Ruto. Wanasema serikali ya vijana, though Uhuru took over power when he was even more younger than William Ruto. In this government wamesema ni ya vijana na mahasula, it is the same government that is going for the property of the widows. Remember, in this country, we have heard all many stories on how widows are being, you know, so when your husband dies, then the men in the village, they come in and take properties. They even go to an extent of even chasing you away. They repossess your properties, land and everything. We have heard such stories. So we can see this one coming out clearly, open in William Ruto's government. So when you see Gachagua, you see a man who hate widows. When you see Ndindi Nyoro and Kimani Ichung'wah, they are leaders who hate widows. Instead of protecting such people, they are planning on how to harm them, on how to loot their properties. We are told even the tree that was cut in that land, it ended up to one of the timber yard of a former member of parliament within Nairobi. So you can imagine. And that guy is a youthful person. Women and the widows being looted by youth leaders. So that is the first impression. Number two, the question that Gachagua should be asking himself today, why is it that when Ruto landed in this country, security has been restored and even more deployed at the Kenyatta's home? So it tells you that when Ruto was away, the Kenyattas suffered. That's the impression. And when he's back, they have their security and the properties have now been guarded. That means there's no one who can go to those properties. Ukijaribu, basi utapatana na chamta makuni. So what is the impression here? Gachagua was supposed to be a number one protector of anyone from Mount Kenya region because he has always come out like a Mount Kenya leader or a deputy of Mount Kenya. He has exposed them to danger. He has become the tormentor of the widows in Mount Kenya. He has become the man who is commanding looting and invasion. He has provided all the logistics they needed to raid that property. But Ruto comes in, then security is assured. They are now protected. So at the end of the day, the man who has been exposed here and the man who has landed in the William Ruto's trap, it is Gachagua. Because if Ruto meant good, or if he was in agreement with what Gachagua was doing, then today there will be no security at Mama Ngina's home. Now they have added more. Remember, there was a plan when people were sharing some graphics showing that they will be having the burial service of the late president. Now they want to bury the body. But it was fake news because there was a fixtures plan to go now invade that home. See, the same team, even after going after the Northland, they wanted to go for Ichaweri. Look at that. So Ruto has come in and now there is police presence. So it means even when these women were protesting, there was a message that was sent and it was clear. Rebellion is now emerging in Mount Kenya. And I'm telling you, some of these things is all about damage control. They are controlling the damage. Because it has happened. Restoring trust. Most of the Kikuyus will not believe. They will not trust William Ruto anymore after this. We have many people who voted for William Ruto, but they never anticipated that this government can go for the Kenyatta family to that level. No. They knew maybe how Moi was treated by Kibaki, it will reciprocate. Because Moi was a Kalenjin, Kibaki was a Kikuyu. Despite all those suffering, Kibaki treated Moi nicely. But now we have a Kalenjin coming in power, and now the Kenyattas are suffering in the hands of a Kalenjin leader. But then the game is who was in this country, Gachagua. I was telling people somewhere, possibility of Gachagua being replaced in case there will be another election is there. Gachagua might not be on ballot with William Ruto in any other election. Maybe it will be someone else in Mount Kenya or even Mudavadi. That possibility is there. So Ruto might be dividing Mount Kenya, which is good, of course, politically. Then from there, they will go in the next election when they are divided, and they might not produce a strong candidate in terms of presidency. It will be another place, not Mount Kenya. So, rebellion, and now with this demonstration by the widows, it is now going into the mind of other women in this country. This is how they are going to view William Samoei Ruto. That they need to be very careful. They should not trust William Ruto as far as protection of widows in this country is concerned.